Hi and welcome to the Pixel Dome. This week, this episode, Matt has a game called Huntdown for the PS4. I'd never heard of it. It's a Contra-esque type game that's kind of like set in one of those 80s, type settings where like RoboCop or he said Escape from LA. Admittedly, I've never seen that movie, but, that's just don't kill me, Matt. But anyway, so apparently in this universe, punk rockers are a huge problem, and you're a bounty hunter, so you have to go through and you have to fight a lot of punk rockers, and you have to gather your weapons. And like I say, it's a lot like Contra, and it's really fun. So if you've never played it, give it a chance. I'm going to let Matt give you his thoughts on it, and then we're going to check out some footage, and then we're going to discuss it.
Hunt down.
All right, the Huntdown. As Jeff stated, I kind of compared it to Escape from LA or Escape from New York. It very much is like that. When Snake went down into LA and New York, you had all the rival factions that he dealt with down there. This is essentially the same thing. You're a bounty hunter. This is where kind of the RoboCop element comes in, because you're set up by this kind of offset police force, kind of crooked and all that, but you're out taking down bounties that they have. And when you get into the different cities and stuff, all the people that you have to take down is very reminiscent of the Escape From series. But anyway, other than that, the game is similar to Contra in a lot of ways, except it's not super action-packed all the time. You run into waves of enemies. You have a lot of secret things hidden about, stash, and you get loot and stuff like that. Kind of like what we talked about with Jitsu Squad. It really serves no purpose other than just a personal goal. But no, the game is awesome. I absolutely adore it. The graphics are awesome for what they are. It's like 16-bit, kinda. It's not rudimentary like an 8-bit or something. It's like a 1632. It's got like all elements of graphics in it because all the backgrounds are pre-rendered. Then you have some, real-time effects in it, but the explosions and stuff are beyond your rudimentary explosions. They're pretty high-end. But the game itself is just great. I'm almost to the end of it. I'm not sure how much further I have to go. We'll show you, I think, like 6 bosses, maybe a little more. But I don't even know if it's that many. But nevertheless, it's a great game. It's available on just about every platform. I have the physical version, but I think it's available digitally on just about every platform out there. So anyway, now we'll take a look at some video footage. Me and Jeff will talk about it and kind of wrap it all up. Okay, so you can kind of see here where I was coming from with the whole Escape from New York and RoboCop look to it. You can see the background's very kind of like OCP looking world, and then everything in the foreground's just very kind of broke down in disarray, kind of like it was in the Escape From series.
And the Contra style play, of course,
Right, and it's not like a hardcore run and gun game like you think it would be. It's a little bit slower paced. It has more of a methodical kind of thing behind it. You have to think out a lot of the moves before you make them.
And every boss has a pattern. You learn their pattern and you can beat them.
Right. Most of the time you will die, but once you die the first time playing it, you'll figure it out. But all the bosses are based off this kind of platforming element where you have multi-terrorists on the level, and it's a lot of jumping down, waiting for them to turn, then when they turn, shoot them.
And that's pretty much how you beat them all. For some reason, you can get a guitar right here, and you can beat people over the head with it, but I would rather use a long-range weapon, so me playing it, I never did get the Strata Disaster. Here's another boss. Just same deal. You just learn the platform, and the pattern, but like, I'm not going to act like that I beat them all the first time I played them because they were kind of tough.
Yeah, the bosses are... It's kind of hard to really quantify them. They are tough to a degree, but once you do figure out their pattern, they are kind of easy. As you go, they get a little bit tougher. Now, I will say, as the game goes, it turns into a bit more of a boss rush. Early in the game, you do a lot more platforming and running around shooting general thugs and stuff. It seems like the levels get a little bit shorter as the game goes, and you get to the bosses a lot quicker.
And this boss right here, you guys are going to love this as long as you're normal, a normal human being who loves Randy the Macho Man Savage, because they completely just did this, and it's just awesome. Just check this out.
You're in the hoodlum turf, mate. Means you're all mine. Yeah. Coming at you. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get sued.
Need some gasoline. Yeah. They got beverages.
Yeah, if they do a sequel, they need to figure out how to put flair in this.
Woo!
Let me tell you one thing, dude. It's the boss. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Want some of old bad boy Bob? Yeah.
But as y'all can see, that's a really good example of like the voice acting in the game and the explosions. It's multi-layered explosions in it. It just isn't these simple, just one-layered things.
Yeah, they couldn't have done that on a 16-bit system whatsoever. I mean, you know, they're doing this as a homage to the 16-bit era, I guess. And like Matt said in his intro, it's almost like the 32-bit kind of thing. But you know, they're shooting for the 8-bit, 16-bit kind of thing here.
This is when the bosses really kind of start getting a little bit tougher. This lady here, she really sucked. And kind of from this point on, they get a little bit more difficult, and their difficulty just kind of really lies with the fast-pacedness of them. It's not like their moves are any tougher to counteract, it's just they're a lot faster.
Of course, you got the video arcade back there. That goes back to the whole 80s kind of setting that you're in. You know, everything here is classic 80s, you know, apocalyptic kind of.
I mean, to really break down what he's kind of saying, it's really, really reminiscent of an early 80s Wes Craven film. You know, I mean, it's got all the elements of a dystopian future between the Wes Craven element of how he did his worlds in, well, the Escape from L.A. series and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a really good game. I mean, the art direction, the enemies, the colors, I mean...
And Troy Lawman. Check out Troy Lawman here.
That's another thing about the game, too. Just what they call the guys. I mean, it's almost like when they went to name the characters, everybody got drunk when they started giving them titles or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably were... Wherever they developed this at, heck, you know, they probably were at least eating edibles, legal edibles or whatever. But like, yeah, it's hilarious, and it is a really great homage to the 80s era of movies. I mean, I really think that, you know, they give punk rockers a bad name. I know plenty of punk rockers, and, you know, most of them are better people than the people I know that wear suits for a living. But, you know, I mean, heck, I mean, you gotta have, they just wouldn't be the same if they didn't have a certain look, you know.
Right, and I've noticed, you know, you guys have probably noticed, because we're kind of getting a trend on this channel, we are just getting started, but you're not seeing a lot of the severely mainstream games on this channel. And it's really just to kind of focus and highlight on, there are tons of games like this out there that are $30 a pop. Some of them are even cheaper if you get them digitally. And they're awesome. They're fun. I mean, yes, you've got your high-end stuff, you know, Callisto Protocol and Ghost of Tsushima and God of War. And, I mean, all these killer brand new games and all that look great and stuff. But it's some of these lesser-known games. It's just the charm that they have. I mean, they just suck you in. And they're a dime a dozen. If you go on Amazon, you can find these things all day. Some of them are dirt cheap, and think about it. Even if the game sucks, you're out $20 sometimes. Oh yeah, and I mean, heck, $20. I would play it until I beat it, just to at least get my $20 worth. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, and that's something we really haven't even talked about in this video. Is you do have a choice of 3 characters in this game, and each one of them is plays completely different than the last. Each one of them has a special move. You don't really see it in the video, but the lady I'm playing here has a boomerang. Another one has a
knife or
knife or something. I really can't even remember. But so you can keep going back through it, playing it with different characters, and it plays very different with each character.
And the whole, I hate to say fad or trend or whatever, because that means that it's going to end at some point. But I love the fact that they're doing the whole 16-bit type thing on next gen systems, and this game's just wonderful. Matt, he just kept dying right here. He just couldn't win.
I've got a save file that's way further than this, but I just did this to capture vid. But,
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right then. Well, we're gonna check out. We'll talk to you guys next time.
All right, y'all have a good one, and like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.